All right, so which is the better side hustle for making $1,000 or more per month in 2020? Fiverr or Uber? Hey guys, it's Mike Nardi here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Fiverr and Uber and which I think is the better side hustle to be making $1,000 or more per month as a freelancer or someone working in the gig economy in their spare time. I personally have been doing Fiverr for about 1.5 years now as a copywriter, and in the past, I also briefly drove for Uber. So I have a pretty good idea of what to expect with both, and I'm going to use that for this video. And since about 40% of Americans, report that they do have some form of a side income, I think it makes sense to make this type of a video to help people figure out where they're spending their time and how to get the best return on investment for their time spent in a side hustle. Whether you're part of that 40% of American statistic or you're a side hustler from a different country, in this video, we're looking at my experience working with Fiverr and working with Uber, and hopefully I provide some tips and general feedback from my experience that'll help you make the right decision for yourself. Before I forget, make sure you're hitting the like button. It really helps me get these videos in front of more Fiverr sellers like yourself. Thanks. So as many of you probably already know, and you can probably also tell from this channel, I run a Fiverr copywriting business in my spare time. I offer copywriting services. People pay me to do those services for them. I make money. It's awesome. However, Fiverr hasn't always been the freelancing option of choice for me. In the early days when I was really new to freelancing, I found Uber, and it was easy to find because, Uber is everywhere. So I feel like it's, one of the first places people start to discover this world of work in the gig economy. And I was one of them. You always see the thousands of Uber Eats cyclists riding around your city, or the, hundreds of Uber cars you see every day picking people up in the bike lane all over the place. Uber is everywhere, and it's really known for being a really quick and easy way to get started in the world of working a side hustle. So I signed up and I drove. And to be honest, there's a lot of great things about being an Uber driver. So the main benefit is how incredibly easy it is. Once you're all signed up, you basically just turn your phone on and wait. There's no hunting for clients. Uber will serve you up a rider, you pick them up, drop them off, money in the bank. It's that easy. So as a side hustle, it's pretty mindless. You just, sit in your car, pick up a driver, and drop them off. It's quick, it's easy, and it's a great way to make money and get access to cash fast. That's its huge plus, in my opinion. But full disclosure, I only ended up driving Uber for a couple of days before deciding to do Fiverr as my primary source of freelancing income, and I'll tell you why. So my Uber career lasted a total of about 8 hours. The result was about $160 earned, which all things considered wasn't so bad considering that was all earned within a week of signing up. So it's definitely a viable option to get started with quickly if you're someone interested in a side hustle that will pay you and you can get cash into your bank account really, really quick. And over my short Uber career, I averaged about $20 per hour, which is more than minimum wage. So that's pretty good, right? Not really. I drive a small SUV. It's not that big. It's a 4-cylinder, and it's pretty good on gas. But during my short 8-hour Uber career, I burned through half a tank of gas driving through the city, picking up and dropping off riders. At the time, half a tank of gas from my car worked out to about 31 bucks. So right then and there, my $160 earned dropped down to $129 earned, and my hourly dropped from 20 bucks an hour to $16 an hour. Suddenly things aren't looking that great. So that was kind of discouraging. I was now at minimum wage, and I had read online that anywhere from $15 to $20 per hour was considered really good as a driver. So I really felt like there wasn't much more room for me to climb with regards to my earnings per hour. And what really put the nail in the coffin for me was all the other expenses that aren't so easy to calculate. Oil changes, tire wear, general maintenance, and really the fact that, the prime Uber hours tend to be late at night after people are leaving the bars and the clubs. And at those times, things happen, and we'll just leave it at that. It's pretty gross. So at the end of the day, as great as Uber is, it just wasn't for me. Fiverr was, and here's why. So the first, and the reason I was, it was such a no-brainer for me to jump ship and go straight to Fiverr was that it only took me about 4 months before my hourly earnings on Fiverr were in the $150 to $250 per hour range. That's like 10 times what I was earning with Uber, and I was at pretty much the ceiling with Uber. So that was just like an obvious reason why I thought Fiverr was so awesome. And then when I broke it down based on how many hours I need to work to make $1,000, I would need to work 62 hours to make $1,000 driving for Uber. That's like 2 weeks of full-time work, more or less. On Fiverr, if I ever got to the point where I was doing 62 hours of work in 2 weeks, that's like $10,000. That's insane. I'm not there yet, but the fact that Fiverr has no ceiling on earnings and actually allows you to scale your rates and earn more money as you gain experience, that's really appealing to me. The other thing that was nagging away at my head that really, turned me off of Uber is I had to drive around a $40,000 asset, my car, and that was my overhead for starting that business. I had a $40,000 piece of equipment that I needed to use to make $15 per hour. With Fiverr, I could use any of my computers, my desktop, my laptop, or even my cell phone if I really wanted to do it on the cheap. It wouldn't be easy to do Fiverr solely on my cell phone, but it's possible. So the fact that I was driving around this massive liability with Uber and with Fiverr, there's essentially no overhead. I just felt so much more at ease that if anything bad happened with Fiverr, if my computer crashed, I could easily go get another one. If I crashed my car, not so easy and also quite dangerous. But the absolute biggest thing was that with Fiverr, I could scale my earnings. I could offer multiple gigs. I could increase my prices. I could change the types of services I offered. With Uber, I felt I was literally just trading my time for money, and it was valuing my time at about $15 per hour. That was a big downer. Anyways, those are the reasons. I like Uber. It's great for fast cash, but I'm a Fiverr guy through and through, and that's why. Now, obviously, a little disclosure, it does take time to build up a business on Fiverr. I had the time, I put in the work in my spare time, and I got to the point where I was making, $40, $50, $60, all the way up to $150, $250 per hour on the Fiverr platform. It wasn't instantaneous, it took time. And I understand that some people need money right now, and for that, Uber is awesome. However, if you're someone who's of the mindset that you want to grow a business that's going to scale with you and make you more money over time, the least you can do is create a Fiverr profile, take some time to create a gig, and just have that going while you do whatever other side hustle you need to pay the bills. It'll be there, you'll slowly get orders in, you can build traction that way, and it might turn out to be a really good and viable option for a side income like it did for me. So yeah, it might take you some time to gain some speed on Fiverr, but once you do, it's really hard to stop. I was so inspired and impressed by the amount of traffic Fiverr can deliver to your gigs over time that I started this YouTube channel to help other sellers do the same. It's awesome. It's the choice I went with. Ultimately, you need to choose what's best for you. If you want to do both, if you want to do, 10 different types of side hustles, you do you. In this video, I just wanted to compare my experience with Fiverr and Uber, and in my opinion, Fiverr has really changed my day-to-day and the outlook and the prospects of my future business career. It's been awesome. And that's all I have for you today. If you've been dabbling with the idea of which side hustle, you want to spend your time doing, I hope this video was helpful. Uber was awesome. It is awesome. And I think that it is truly an amazing tool for helping to reduce unemployment. It's so easy to get started. If you have a car or a bicycle, I've even seen people delivering food on foot. It's fantastic. But if you're like me and you want to scale a business and get to the point where you're making, $50, $100, $200 per hour or more and be making $1,000 per month or more without committing all of your waking hours to the grind, Fiverr is definitely a great option. So consider checking it out. If you're new to this channel, subscribe. I put out videos like this every week to help you build your Fiverr business. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'd be happy to respond. Till next time, cheers.